Did you know that the United States military has a ray gun that can turn people into zombies? Might explain a lot about what's going on in America today. It's called the active denial system. It's been out for many years now, and it shoots a supposed non-lethal millimeter wave of electromagnetic energy into people, causing a burning sensation. But if it's turned up, it can fry the central nervous system and people's cognitive abilities, turning them into literal zombies. This technology is many years old, but what is particularly interesting is a few years ago when Russia was announced was building the exact same kind of a weapon, the American media went crazy saying that Russia was developing mind-altering electromagnetic zombie guns. Putin targets foes with zombie gun, which attacks victims' central nervous system. It could perhaps be used against Russia's enemies and perhaps its own dissidents. Well, I'm sure they would never use anything like that in our country against our own citizens, right? So the active denial system has been fully functioning for many years now. They deployed these systems in Afghanistan, they said, just to test them, but no reports of them being used have made it into the mainstream media. But very interesting to see that a real-life zombie ray gun is in existence, which, of course, may explain what is happening in America. Although, really, what's going on is people's smartphones are making them dumb. I mean, like, literally, this has been a scientific fact. It's people's lack of exercise in their brain, their willful ignorance. I mean, it's finally becoming common sense to those who can still think that, quote, smartphones can adversely affect cognitive development in teens. Well, no, duh. Smartphones are transforming society into a sea of stupid. Is your smartphone making you stupid? Well, of course it is. And the reason for this is because people's brains no longer are prioritizing data, and so it's not storing information into long-term memory. See, every night when you go to sleep, your brain prioritizes data of what you consciously have prioritized, and it takes what you placed as priority information and it sets it into the long-term memory. But because most people don't think that any information is really of a priority anymore, because they can simply just look it up on the internet or on their smartphone, their brains are literally becoming weak. Their minds are literally atrophying. I mean, if you've ever, had a broken bone or had a friend of yours that broke their arm, you probably noticed that after the 6 or 8 weeks when the cast was removed, their arm or leg was significantly skinnier than the other one because it atrophied from not being used. And so, the old adage is, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that is clearly evident today. I mean, the American public particularly have been so dumbed down that much of society thousands of years ago were more intelligent than your average American today. Particularly strange in that we're living in the information age, but what has happened is that most people have just simply drowned in the information or have gotten so overstimulated by worthless entertainment, celebrity news, sports entertainment that they simply don't care about actual important reality. There is something called the cycle of civilizations, which maybe I'll cover in more detail in a future video, that seems to map out the rise and fall of civilizations and how people go from slavery to freedom and then back into slavery because they get lazy, they get apathetic, and they just think everything is going to be A-okay, and that's exactly what has happened in America. So I don't think that the zombie ray guns have been deployed, but they have built them, and, we can and have pushed back much of the military's and Illuminati New World Order agenda because they come up with these crazy ideas, and if there is little resistance, then they'll roll them out. And so they just, some bureaucrat comes up with the idea of, oh, it's a non-lethal gun. It's a radioactive millimeter wave gun. Yes, it'll be a lot easier than just shooting pepper balls at the crowds, right? So they invest tens of millions of dollars into these devices, and then finally when people realize that it's just inhumane to be zapping crowds of people with a microwave zombie ray gun, then they end up never deploying them. Although they're probably sitting in a warehouse someday just waiting for the complete collapse of civilization, for the ultimate breakdown of America, which will happen as a result of the moral and mental decay of this country. I'm Mark Dice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos and the playlists. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. You can check out my book, Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True, a paperback on Amazon.com, where I detail a whole chapter on Orwellian weapons. I mean, this is nothing compared to the patents and the plans and the products that they have actually built and getting ready to roll out. So, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Stay tuned. There's more videos coming soon.